And I'm going to start you off here on the map. You see Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and in the middle there, Kurdish inhabited area, otherwise known as Kurdistan. Wanted to roll this video of the size of the hail that is coming down. And we have heard many reports in China, also massive hail. India, massive hail, even bigger than this. This is truly what these skies are amplifying into in terms of updrafts, and if these get much larger, it will smash through building roofs, and then will insurance companies even insure homes any longer? This is where it gets into the nitty-gritty. If you don't have insurance, you don't have a home. Will it be because of the ice and the ice falls? Will that be the excuse? Because this insane train-tossing tornado in Italy ripping trains off the tracks, that's such a rare, so rare. And the devastating instant storms coming out of Texas, and everywhere you look, it is just strangeness across the planet. Now these are all the images from webcams during the solar storm of the 10th through 13th. But notice everything just turned purple across the entire continent. All of this is Europe, the purple continent, as they would say. And at the same time, this was an interesting one. Solar storm knocks out farmers' tractors' GPS during planting season, which means that they're giving you another excuse why food is not going to be there and why prices are rising. Blame it on the sun this time. Oh yeah. Solar storm crashed the GPS systems by the farmers, and they are absolutely giving you layer upon layer upon layer of excuses why your food is going to be so expensive this year. And reading from John Deere, one of their dealerships, the accuracy of systems used by the tractors are extremely compromised due to disruptions in the GPS field mapping. No GPS, 100,000 acres, that's a little difficult to eyeball it. But some known vulnerabilities are at our doorstep. And CBS News picking this one up also. Navigational systems and farming equipment broke down over the weekend. Geomagnetic storms rare. So who would have thought in 2024 we'd be losing our farming equipment GPS due to solar storms? I thought they had the satellites hardened. I thought they could shut them down in a moment's notice. We're starting to see a lot of things that were not possible before. Amplification of storms into the 1,000-year level, just sideline winds. The size of the hail is going to increase. Lightning strikes, ground-to-sky lightning, volcanoes, volcanic activity upticking. 78 and 83,000 foot eruption coming out of Indonesia. And record, smashing Argentinian cold. They're cutting power due to so much draw on the grid already this early in the winter in the southern hemisphere. So what comes next? Do you say outsource the jobs? Yeah, can you imagine this AI-driven tractor during the same solar storms? It would be rendered inoperable. Now if you had a human operator, again, you could eyeball small sections. You could still get the grain in the ground. But they're claiming here off BBC News that UK is using driverless tractors that can operate for 30 hours at a time, i.e. except solar storms and lack of GPS. So if there was an ionic event, some sort of EMP, well, that would render almost all farming equipment null and void. And speaking of farm prices, the old W, that means up and up until it peaks somewhere. Soybean price. We see the same similar trend in corn. These are expected July prices, so we're not even there yet. That's what the traders are thinking we're moving into. And I want to bring your attention to this number game here. World Ending Stocks, USDA. This is the world trade estimates for corn, soy, and wheat. Now, if you're looking at the 2023-24 averages, you got about 314 million tons for corn, soy at 112, and wheat at 256. Now, if we jump over to the second column here, you're going to see average 2024-25. Now, they have high and low ranges. So they take that, and then they take the average of the high and the low on the estimates for whatever super soothsayers are out there counting the millions of tons. So it looks like corn could be up a little bit, soy up a little bit, wheat up slightly. So keep those numbers in mind. And then we look at same news releases But this time, the 2024-25 is only 253 million tons. And corn supplies are only 312 million tons. So then let's line these up and you'll see what I mean here. So on the wheat, they're off by at least 5 million tons, and the corn 5 million tons. Now these are the same news releases from the same agencies in the same days. So the corn supplies are even below the lowest low for the possible averages coming in. So you tell me what these number game, shell game-aroo is. As China keeps stability in the markets. That's what the USDA is all about. And right here from two news releases from themselves, their numbers are contradictory. So take it with a grain of salt when we come to the supposed market predictions for May 10th here of the 2023-24 Argentinian / South American trade averages versus what was forecast and compared to 2023-22. We'll see where it pans out, but generally it takes some months and months, if not half a year, to come clean with the real numbers. Now look at U.S. wheat production 2024-25. Everything is, all wheat is up, so they say. They're forecasting it's up, but they revise downward every single year. So looking at the hard red and winter wheat and the white winter already downgraded, as in whatever products are made from that's going to skyrocket. Now why would I bring so much grain information to you? Well, the BRICS, the aligned nations, that actually there's a new, it's called the unit, and the measurement is going to be 1 gram of gold for 1 barrel of oil. Now let's mix this in. The new grain exchange is going to be launched, but not based on US dollars. It's going to be based on that same 1 gram of gold equals 1 barrel of oil equals how many bushels of your favorite grain, to be announced. But this accounts for 42% of global grain production, 40% of world consumption. Billions of tons outside the U.S. grasp and banking system. The knocking of the block. Humpty Dumpty never comes back once the U.S. dollar is usurped. Now, a lot of people are using it, don't get me wrong. They're slowly dumping it. You just saw China dump the record most amount ever of U.S. treasuries. So as this unloading of treasuries continues, it's going to continue. It might not be today, but as we march down these next 12 months, it's definitely going to start to be very apparent that the U.S. dollar has lost its king position. And they're doing anything and everything to try to make sure Russia and China do not come together as a trading bloc, because, as you see, 40% of the world's populace, consumer base, and 40% of the money on the world's transactions not running through the SWIFT system or even involved in dollar transactions. So I'll just leave a simple question for you. So the new, if you look at the unit, that's what they're calling it. They don't have a specific name for it yet, but this is a trade unit amongst the BRICS nations, where 1 gram of gold will be equal to 1 barrel of oil, and those will be cross-swappable, so they're going to be 1-to-1 ratio on that. Then you need to ask, if they're going to continue across, and they're already starting their own grain trading system, like how many bushels of wheat would it be equal for the 1 gram of gold, or how many bushels of wheat would equal 1 barrel of oil? This is where they're moving to, and this is what is talked about with natural resource or commodity-based economic system, currency. There's something really physical, tangible behind it. And that's what they're moving to. So I don't have that answer either. I'm just curious if anybody's heard any more word on the street about the conversion rate of bushels of corn, bushels of wheat, bushels of soybeans, bushels of, I don't know, sorghum, whatever it is, amaranth, barley, to that 1 gram of gold or that 1 barrel of oil equivalent.